What's going on, people? Like I'm all alone for the moment. It's all right. Not expecting a big crowd. See if anyone pops in here. I'm gonna have to work on a better time. Maybe I'm just that boring. Still learning how to do this. Got a pre-message. Let me get my eyes on from Chris over at Eastman Farms about an hour ago. He says shot for shot tonight, dude. I don't think so, dude. Well, cheers to you, brother. Haven't had anything to drink in a few days. Just taking it easy after Derby weekend. Got a couple here. Who's with me? Good Lord, folks. How you doing? Happy post-Kentucky Derby weekend. Papa C's barbecues and brews. What's going on in Iowa? Good to see you, brother. Man, nice. Yeah, I'm just stopping in here. I'm trying to do this every Wednesday, at least for a little while. See what's going on. Have a little topic line, and this past weekend for us here in Kentucky was the Kentucky Derby. TC, good to see you. Okay, we got a couple lives. I don't know what's going on there. TC, what's going on, buddy? Just watched the Griddle bit. Thank you so much. Chris, yeah, good to see you, buddy. I'm not going to match you shot for shot like your post earlier suggest. I don't think I can keep up with you, brother. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting messages, guys. I apologize if you can hear that. TC, guys, I tell you what, I had a little Woodford Derby day. I tell you what, I had I'm not sure what the hell I had this Derby day. TC, I was over at Jerry Thompson's camp over in Indiana for Derby day. He throws a party every year. Good times, good times. I've got a video of that day. I just finished editing it earlier today, and I'm still debating whether I'm going to post it. I guess it'll be okay. Yeah, there was mint juleps flying, Beeman Sevens flying. I think there may have even been a Jello shot involved. I'm not going to say there was karaoke, but yeah, you have to wait for Saturday to see that. So did who all watched the Kentucky Derby? How about all that drama? I lost. I generally, most of the time, I lose money on Derby day. It's such a hard day to bet. I hit a little trifecta. I want to say it's the seventh race. It did not cover. It was a nice little hit, but it did not cover what I lost. So I'll take it. It's all good. I'll take it. So. All right, I'm getting subscribers as we speak. I like it. I'll take it, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, the new griddle. I've only used it the one time. I'm working on a video for this weekend. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about doing, or should it be up the next week? I generally film a week in advance and give me a week to edit. And with my schedule, I need that week to edit. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. Possibly a smash burger. Got a couple ideas. We're going to go with that. But I've had a good response from the griddle cook, or what my seasoning, and just cook a simple breakfast. I've had a great response for that. I'm quite excited about it. So, Mr. Chris, what's going on up in your neck of the woods? I got Iowa here. I got New Hampshire. My buddy TC's here in Louisville. Me and TC used to fight fire together. Cheers to everyone. we're just hanging out, guys. This is pretty informal. I think my title was the Derby, my new griddle, and just talk. So whatever you guys want to talk about. There you go. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, my new griddle has been. I've had the one cook and the seasoning, and all's been good. It went real well. The seasoning went really good, and it's a big learning curve for me, obviously, so I've never cooked on a griddle before. I got my little 14-inch cast iron lodge that I use over my on my Weber kettle. I went blank for a minute. I've used it a few times. I got one video on some burgers, and that turned out really good, but it's really hard to set up. So as far as griddle, I'm hoping this is going to be a whole lot better, a whole lot faster, and we can get some good cooks out of it. I may even try some stir fries. That's going to be interesting for me. That's be a whole new experience. I can't wait to try it. So what's going on here? You have a 22-inch Blackstone in the box, finishing my outdoor cook. Okay, I gotcha. Cool. Yeah, be sure and season it. Just follow the directions. I pretty much just followed the Blackstone instructions as far as seasoning. That wasn't that hard. Just get it hot and wipe it down real good. Now I don't know about the Blackstone. The instructions I did not follow. What on that was the when they said wipe it. Or I said let me start on the Cuisinart. They said wipe it down with a paper towel, wet paper towel. I didn't. Well, I started to do that, then I quit, and I was just getting a lot of flakes around the bottom with paper towel, and I went and got a wet, basically an old T-shirt, wiped it down, and then lit that fire and just let it get really hot, and then I started seasoning it, and I was real happy with that because I didn't get all those paper flakes all over it. So I regretted it as soon as I put the wet paper towel on there because it started getting nasty. And no, we're going with cloth. But the advantage, I guess, one of the comments I had on my griddle, and it's mostly people debating on what they want to get, was with the Blackstone, you got the back wall where if you're pushing stuff around, you at least got that wall to hit. Whereas I don't on the Cuisinart, the round griddle. I don't have that. My issue was storage space. That's the reason I went with the Cuisinart. Because I still got the 22-inch round surface, a pretty good cooking surface. I can get an entire pack of bacon on there, actually a little bit over that. And it works out pretty good. And when I'm done, I can just fold it down, and it takes up less room in my garage. And that's really the biggest reason I went there. That is pretty cool looking. Pretty cool looking. So thank you. Yeah, I'm hoping to get again. It's as I've said in the past, I've got to learn how to use it. So still working on that, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. We're going to do something this weekend, weather pending as always. This is the rainy season here, and actually they're planning on rain tomorrow. But I think they're talking, if I remember the forecast, I got a break Saturday, so maybe I can get some grass cutting in and get us a good cook in somehow. So one thing's for sure, it's a whole lot noisier. Slapping that spatula down, and I go to scrape the grease and stuff off, and it just makes off. I think everyone in the neighborhood hears it. But I think that's you're going to have that issue with the Blackstone too. I contemplated a Blackstone really hard for the same reason everyone else is, but my issue was space. TC, did you bet the Derby at all? You still here, buddy? What was up with that ending of the race? Yeah, it cost me money. I got a dog up here. You're gonna have to go over to Mama, girl. Go over to Mama. Yeah, that ending of the Kentucky Derby did not go my way. I had maximum security in my big trifecta. I always do a big trifecta for the Derby, and didn't pan out. Disqualified, got bumped. Or technically didn't get bumped from the race entirely. It got bumped behind I guess the 18 horse. That was the 18 horse who it interfered with, and which put the 20 horse at the win. I cover that a little bit in my video coming out Saturday, but I edited out some of my harsh stuff. So, yeah, I was pretty upset over it. That and I was drinking a little bit. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Chris, I don't see you, buddy. Are you going to be flying somewhere? Are you? I watched that video of you over near Paris, and that was very entertaining, buddy. I don't remember that city, that little town or whatever you was in. That was very cool. John, buddy, welcome. Welcome to the feed. I know John was pretty upset over the Derby. I seen his, I think that was a Facebook rant you went on. All right, Papa C, buddy. I'm glad you was able to stop by. It's all good, buddy. Thanks so much for coming, buddy. Yeah, John, I was not happy either. And as I said a minute ago, I had the 7 horse in my trifecta. And I did have the 20 in my show spot, but definitely not in the win. So it cost me our jackpot over there at the camp we was at. I had the maximum security in one of those jackpots that would have paid $100. And yeah, that that hurt. I was a little upset, and even though I technically agree with the call, I kind of went with the Bob Baffert approach, and his approach was you do not object in the Derby. He agreed on principle too with the penalty, but with it being the Kentucky Derby, his approach was you do not object. That is the race of races. That's the start of the Triple Crown, and you do not object in that. He says he himself, he said he himself has been bumped out as a good shot to win for the same thing, but in his words, he quotes, sometimes you got to take an ass whooping like a man. I don't think I quoted that exact, but sometimes you got to take an ass whooping like a man. So, but yeah, it hurt. But hey, you know what it is? It is what it is. Rubbing is racing. That's true in car racing. Yeah, they frown on that in horse racing, even though there's a lot of it. A lot of it. We're already 15 minutes into this. Just a few people here. I don't know. I've really been winging this on Wednesday nights. How did the rest of my Derby go? I overall not well, which typically I don't do well betting Derby day. I do. I fancy myself an amateur handicapper, but I typically don't do well Derby day. So I was down overall. I hit a small trifecta. I believe it was the 7th race, and it paid pretty good, but I was still down at the end of the day. That was the only real hit I got. I typically bet pick threes and trifectas. Excuse me. Pick threes. I'm assuming you know what that is. It's you have to win 3 races in a row to win, and I love betting those. They're hard to hit, but they generally pay pretty good, especially if you can get a day when favorites are not winning. But I didn't hit a single pick 3 all day Saturday. Hit that one trifecta, but it just did not pay enough to cover my losses. So it is what it is. Overall, I'm not disappointed. I had a good day. Had a lot of fun. You'll see on Saturday morning when I put up my short 10-minute vlog, I guess. Covers a little bit of a cook. Didn't lay any money. Yeah. I love betting. I never bet the farm. I don't never bet the farm, but I always have a budget and go by that. So I didn't lose more than I came with. How about that? I apologize for the cough, guys. I'm on blood pressure medicine. The side effect is a cough. So I was at the doctor today, and they're getting ready. They're changing my medicine up. So hopefully this cough will mostly be gone. So yeah, I seen your video, man. You were giving them what for. Giving them what for. And it was, I got a kick out of it. My wife's got the same cough over here. So what's going, let's see here. Who's with me, sir? I know you are John. Who's still here? Just a couple people left. We'll just go for a little while here. Yeah, you're over it. Yeah, I am too. It's horse racing. It's not my life. I'm definitely over it. I vented. Yeah, I did vent a little bit, but I got over it. I've seen worse things happen. Objections happen all the time, and sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. I'm trying to think if I ever had an objection go my way where it went in my favor to win money, but I don't recall a time. I've had them go against me. So, will I watch the Preakness? Yeah, I guess I will. Went to the doctor yourself? Sinus infection, and yeah, earache. I ain't had a bad earache in a long time. I get those sinus cold this time of year. They wipe you out for a little bit, and then you go through your little phases. And the worst part for me is when it gets into your chest, and I just can't seem to get rid of that once it gets to the chest. Yeah, I just did a follow-up. My doctor visit was just a follow-up from my little hospital stay I had there a few weeks ago, and everything looks good. My blood pressure is not coming down as quickly as it should be, so they've actually changed my medicine. One that doesn't have that side effect of coughing so much, and they've upped it. They basically doubled my dosage. So we'll see what happens. And I get to cut back on this. Alcohol does raise the blood pressure, so I've dialed it back some. We'll continue to do that. So, love my bourbon, but yeah, I'm just, it ain't worth all that. That little episode I had was a pretty good scare, so I'm playing by the rules. You went to beer. Yeah. I don't drink a whole lot of beer. I drink some wine. I enjoy a glass of wine. I'm okay with that. It's not quite as hard as bourbon, but yeah. So, okay. I swear I got a chihuahua down here staring at me saying, pick me up. So what are you cooking this week, John? There's two of us here. I don't know who the other person is. Papa C, he left us. We'll hang out for a few more minutes. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to. I'm trying to figure out my schedule. I apologize for moving the camera. I don't know my schedule for next week. We may or may not do a live feed. I don't know if Wednesday night is the best night. I'm still playing with it. Honestly, any suggestions? I'm interested. I'm assuming I seen your leftovers video with your stir fry. That brisket. I'm assuming it turned out really good. Man, I don't know. I struggle every week anymore. Just trying not to repeat myself. I went back and looked at all my videos and my just what I've cooked, and I'm big. I'm real heavy on wings and ribs, which that's the two main things I cook. So, good Lord, what haven't you done in a while? Maybe a different version of one of your old ones. I'll be honest with you, and I hear you talk about your brisket. I've never done a brisket at all. I was over at GFS a little while ago, and I seen some, and honestly, it's not my favorite cut of meat. But I feel as a guy that does barbecue, I feel like I have to do one just so I can say I did. So I'm thinking about doing, if I could find one small, and my leftovers, I might do a chili with or something. It's I've had a chili brisket, or brisket chili before, and it tasted really good that way. I've even had brisket ground into a burger that I thought was really good with the fat content. That was really good. So that's interesting. So I might do that and have the leftovers for a few other things. We'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if I can pull it off. They say your first one is the worst one, so I might share my worst one with you guys. Brisket is a challenge. Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that. But if you can get a prime, do so. I don't know where to get a prime brisket. I seen over at GFS near me where I get a lot of meat when I buy it in bulk. I've seen where they have the whole packer over there, but it's generally a choice what they got. I'm not against doing that. Costco or Sam's, and I have memberships in neither one. Maybe I can get with Fritz. I can get Fritz. I know he's a member over at Costco. So, interesting. Yeah, they got the prime. I would definitely do the prime diet. Everyone tells me it's worth the difference. So that's the only thing I can find near me anyway is a choice. You have a Sam's membership? Cool. Where's the Sam over there near you? I know there's one over here, Preston Highway, on our side of the river. Or my side of the river anyway. So I had a Sam's membership, but I let it go because I really just didn't use it that much. Costco, Sam's is actually closer to me than Costco. So Clarksville, no Walmart. Okay. So yeah, I might do that. I can get a Sam's membership through work. I just haven't done it in a long time. So that'd be cool. I might do it just for that kind of stuff. That'd probably be worthwhile as far as the channel is concerned. So that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do one. I feel like as a YouTuber, I got to do a brisket. It'd definitely be a learning experience because I've just never done one. And briskets is one of those things. If it's there, I'll eat it, and I generally like it. But I've never liked it enough to go out and do a whole brisket for myself. I know you can freeze it and do it for other stuff, and that's probably the way I'm leaning. So That's why you have it. Well, that's actually a good. Uh, let's see. Yeah, you cool. Cards for the next one. That's why I have it. I'm assuming that's will help any way I can. That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't want one real big. Maybe if I can do one, well, I don't know how big I could fit on my kettle. I could probably fit a bigger one on my char-griller offset. So we'll talk about that. Oh, there it is. Help. Yeah, I see that. That will help anyway. That'd be cool. We might get together on that. I'll decide how big. I think I heard someone saying I got a 22-inch kettle. And you probably don't want to go over 14 pounds or something like that as far as size on a whole brisket. So it'd be fun. It'd be a nice little challenge for me. Uh, then I have to get into the whole debate of whether you wrap it. Do you wrap them? That's the question. That's a whole different story. Do you wrap them? 12 or 13 is perfect for the kettle. That's what I've heard. Yeah. I believe it was, what's his name? Jason Amum and Claimum Smokers. He says 13, 14 pounds is about as big as you want to go for that. Although I might want to do my offset and just do a straight stick burn. That would be definitely a longer cook probably, but if I want to do it, I might as well do it right, huh? So, oh, you do wrap, I'm assuming, yeah. Yeah, that would be typically I wrap a lot of stuff. Just honestly, and the reason I do a lot more wrapping than a lot don't Texans, they don't wrap anything. It's I wrap because a lot of the people that I cook for love the fact that my food is not, especially my pork butts, is not overly smoked. I like smoky. I could go unwrapped all day long, but a lot of people I cook for that comments on my food say you can over smoke something. So, like my pork butts, I definitely wrap generally around the stall. Never cooked on it. That's new to me. My offset, my char-griller offset, I always did charcoal, which technically is it's a stick burner, and I never thought it was a good enough cooker to do a good stick burn, but I proved myself wrong within the last year, and I'm starting to do more and more cooks on it, just straight wood. I might use a little charcoal to get the fire going, to get my base built up, but that's it. Everything else is stick, and I'm loving it. And it's not an overpriced smoker. I'd love to upgrade one day, but I'm not in a big hurry anymore. And it's fun. Lowe's over here has these small char-griller makes them. That's probably as low end as I would go. You can probably get set up for under $250 with the offset straight up charcoal or with the charcoal box. I really don't know the current price. I think I spent about 200 and no, this is about 5-6 years ago, about $220, $230, 5-6 years ago. It's showing its age, but it's there. Excuse me. But yeah, I haven't done a charcoal cook in it in a while, to be honest with you. So good stuff. I love it. Takes a little TLC, but yeah, that's well worth it. Worth it. I think my last rib cook was straight. I think it was ribs. No, I take it back. It was them roast, chuck roast. That was a straight stick burn. And I did a few racks of ribs before that, just trying it out. And I was so impressed with that. And it was not over smoked. I did wrap them. I did wrap them probably 2/3 of the way through. And I got quite a bit of compliment. I still got some up in the freezer, some of the leftover. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was that had a lot of success for me and my as a channel. It's done real well. But yeah, them chuck roast. I did pecan wood on that, which if I'm doing beef, I'm pretty much using pecan wood. I'll use as far as steaks, I might do a mesquite, but I would not do a long cook with mesquite wood. It's just too much. Did some chicken with pecan, and that was, or I'm sorry, some chicken with mesquite, and that was way too overpowering. But it was good, but it was a little bit too much. Pecan on beef, 9 times out of 10, that's the way I go. And if I do a brisket, guess what? Pecan. I just went over. You used oak. That's interesting. I've never, I've used oak on some burgers and stuff. I have done that. It tasted pretty good, but never used oak on anything else beef. So post oak. I've never used post oak. I hear a lot of people talking about it. I think Rye, cooking with Rye, I think he uses a lot of post oak. I think I even heard T-Roy Cooks talk about the post oak. And I've seen it in the store, but I've just never bought it. I got oak, whatever that is. Very good with beef. I'll try it. I'll keep it there in my list. Generally, that's something I'll try with chunks on the kettle, where I can buy a smaller bag. You get buying those logs by the bag. The way I've been doing is they can get a little pricey, 15, 20 bucks a bag, depending on what you get. So yeah, I'll definitely buy some. Try it out. Yeah, on beef. Interesting. Hickory. Listen, my main woods are hickory. I use a lot on chicken. Apple I use on poultry in general. Chicken, turkey. That's the only thing I ever use on turkey's apple wood. Hickory, chicken. I've used it on pork. But pork butts is most of the time I like cherry wood. I've used pecan. That's pretty good. Beef is almost always pecan. I do steaks and stuff like that. For a short cook where you just want a hint of that smoke, I'll typically use a mesquite. That's really good. So post oak, I'll look for that. I would definitely look for that. Especially, yeah. My first brisket will probably be. I got a big bag, whole bag of the logs, the larger, which is perfect for the stick burns. And even with that char-griller offset, which is not the most airtight thing in the world, I can get about 35 to 45 minutes per log. Once I get it going, I can hold temps pretty good. So I was very impressed with that. So even with that smoker, I was worried about it. That's why it took me so long to try it, because I bet it really worked out good. So I appreciate the likes, guys. I do appreciate that. That helps me out. I'm trying to throw a hint over here towards my wife. She's looking at me. So, all right, we got 3 people. We got 3 people here. Who else here, guys? I see John's here. TC, you still here? I ain't seen you in a while. I forgot what my topic line was. Well, we're talking. We're good. What do you think, guys? Is once a week good, or is should I do a different night? I don't know what everyone's schedule is. I want to stay away from the hot seat on Thursday. I want to stay away. Well, I just want to stay away from some of the bigger guys, for sure. But so far, It's just depending on it's going pretty good. I'm getting a lot of views. Get a lot of views for these videos or for the live feeds. So I've got to work around the kids going to bed, stuff like that. Thank you, dear. God love you. Cheers, folks. Woo, she makes them stronger than I do. Love that woman. So yeah, like I said, I'm definitely dialing back the bourbon these days. So bourbon will make the blood pressure go up, and I gotta knock it back. Basically, the doctor told me today to gave me a new prescription of another, and don't ask me what that is because I don't remember. Another prescription of blood pressure medicine. But as far as what I got left, just double up on it, because I had too low a dosage. We're going to try to get it down. Checked it this morning, and I felt, before I went to work, I felt pretty good. And I said, well, it's low as I've seen it yet since my big crash. And before I went home, I come home early before I went to the doctor. And I checked it, and it was back up. Then with my little small wrist, I got a little wrist BP cuff that I use for here at the house. And I said, okay, it's back up. That's real high. And then I went to the doctor 30 minutes later, and it was up way higher than it should be, but it wasn't as high as my little wrist thing. So doctor tells me I could take my BP cuff and have it calibrated, or at least get a difference. I'm not sure. They'll at least tell me the difference between theirs and mine, and that way I can do some averages. So let's see. Advertising on social media will help too, so people know when you're going to go live on. Yeah, I did 3 different ones on my Facebook today, and I don't know how it went, but I did on my Pinterest account because I just seen an option there. I don't have Twitter because I had Twitter for a while, and I just really never got the swing of Twitter. So I got Instagram, I got Facebook, Pinterest, because I got a lot of ideas from there. I don't do a lot of stuff there, but I do got an account there and post some of my videos over there. I need to get caught up on that. Yeah, that's it. So Twitter's a waste of time. Yeah, me too. I got a lot of friends that love Twitter, but one, I never got the hang of it. Maybe that's my old age. I don't know, but yeah, I just finally just killed my account. It was a waste of time. But YouTube live stream even has a. Hey, look at that, Chris. Welcome, buddy. Welcome back. I ain't doing shots with you, man. But I even seen a link to share to LinkedIn, and I almost did that tonight. So, but we'll see. I got my business stuff on there too. So, do I want to still? I don't know. I might do that. I'm getting to my age where I don't care anymore. So, maybe I'll do that to get a little extra support. Who knows? Yeah, Chris, buddy. This is close to. I seen your feed earlier. It's about as close you can get to a shot out of me. So here's your shot, buddy. We're about 40 minutes into this, guys. Several people in and out. Look at you. Definitely. Cheers. Yeah. Chris, man, I seen you up near Paris. I love that, man. That little vlog you did walking through that. I don't remember the name of it, but that little town you walked through. You had me glued to your video, man. That was cool. Very cool. I even went back and watched some of your Japan stuff. I did, man. I loved it. I was glued the whole. As a matter of fact, I went. When I see stuff like that, I'll go to Google Earth. If I'm at a point where I can do it, and I pulled in that city, and I actually found where you were walking around. That was Found the what was it, that sushi joint. I found that restaurant on Google Earth, so I actually had a visual of where you were walking. The pizza joint, you mentioned the pizza joint. I found that right in that same little courtyard or whatever, that little area. So that was really cool. So, and I actually enjoyed stuff like that. When I said I watch a lot of travel people, and I try to zoom into where they're at, and that's one of the things I like about watching the travel and YouTubers. Oh yes, if you're given a general area, like when I watch, I don't know if you guys watch. One of them I like to watch is Nomadic Fanatic. A lot of people don't like him, but he's one of the more popular travelers. He lives full time in his RV. And he travels. See you, John, buddy. Yeah, have a good one. Have a good one, John. I understand it ain't that far, and I'm going to be going to bed. But yeah, want to know, Matt, and I love he goes out and finds the Eric. Eric is his name, Nomadic Fanatic. And he's traveling along and he finds quirky stuff. This stuff he sees the biggest ball of yarn on the side of the road. That's type of stuff. He goes and finds it. And he'll tell you where he's at. I enjoy that. So when I seen you walking around Paris, that gave me a whole new country to go zoom around, find that town. You started pointing at restaurants, and I'm like, where is it? Where is it? I kind of did a little search of the restaurant, and I found the area where you was at, and have no idea where you stayed. I wasn't really stalking you or nothing, but I found it interesting that I could find that restaurant or two different restaurants where you was at, and that was really cool. And I'll be doing that on your future videos too, by the way, just to give me a better visual of what's going on. I love it. I love doing that. When I can. I can't always do it. Yeah, good night, John. Who else is here? So, all right, still a couple of us left. We'll go a few more minutes, then I'll back out of here and get ready for bed. I always try to make sure I have everything done on Wednesday nights so that when I get off here, I can pretty much go to bed. I get up at like 4:45 in the morning here in the Eastern time, just so I can have time to do all my business and get ready for work. So I try to get in bed at yeah, 4:40. My alarm is set for 4:44 every morning. Yeah. Mm. So are you going live tonight, Chris? Oh, I got to get rid of that cough. It's coming soon. Doctor gave me a new prescription tonight, so soon I hope my new blood pressure medicine will. No one in America should have to get up before 6. I'm working towards that, buddy. Definitely working towards that. It is a go. Lift. No live for you tonight. Okay. Suburban Barbecue. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Got a few people, few new arrivals. All right, we'll keep it going for a few. So yeah, Suburban, what's going on, buddy? What's up with you? We've been talking about the Derby here. How I lost my butt on Derby Day. That's a big deal here in Kentucky. And the Kentucky Derby is a big deal. Had a lot of drama this year with the disqualification. And yeah, it cost me money. Definitely cost me money, but that's okay. So just to get you up to date medical report, everything's getting better, but the blood pressure, and they've upped my dosage of what I got and given me a new prescription for a different. Don't ask me the name of it. That'll take away this little cough I got. That old one is lisinopril or whatever. Wow. Yes, lots of drama. Lots of drama on this one. It was a big deal here. It was a big deal for anyone who had money bet on that horse. Guilty. I think it was the best horse in the race, but drama. It was a good deal for those who, by some freaking nature, ended up with that 20 horse. So yeah, that was crazy. I got a video coming out Saturday. Is basically a vlog of my Derby day at my buddy's camp. I was I'll be posting it up tomorrow to go out Saturday. I think it's I was at a Derby party, so yes, there was some alcohol involved, and I was leery of even posting this, but I got to thinking about the Thursday night hot seat feeds, and it can't be any worse than that at the end of their live feed. So I'm going to do it. Yeah, I've seen those guys. I've seen those guys in the hot seat. They never got, yeah. I've lived here. I'm less than I'm less than 10 miles from Churchill Downs. Excuse me. And I've never been to the Kentucky Derby either. I've been to the track many times. Been to the track several times, and I love going. But the Derby's a little too busy for me. The Oaks is the Kentucky Oaks, which happens the Friday before Derby. That's our Kentucky Derby. That I've never been to that either. I typically get out of town. I go to a Derby party in Indiana, my buddy's camp, and I'm kind of away from all the drama of that, and it's a good little party. It's an entire community of people that get together for their camp over there, and it's a good time. And I don't spend all the money that they spend at the Kentucky Derby. I still spend money. But I figure one of these days, maybe I will break down and go. That would be fun. I think it would be fun for a one-time experience. I try to get to the track anyway. At least I haven't been in a few years, but I do like to get over there once or twice a year just to say I've been. It's local, it's community. Churchill Downs is a tradition, so it is what it is. I wish I'm actually. I'll say a side note. I'm actually worried about Churchill Downs because they keep fighting. If it wasn't for the Derby, the Oaks, and the occasional, what's the other? I just went blank on the other big horse racing day. The Breeders' Cup. The Breeders' Cup. I'm afraid Churchill Downs will go out of business because everything's going to legalized gambling, casinos, and whatnot. And if they don't ever legalize that in the state of Kentucky and get that in there at Churchill Downs, I'm afraid it's going downhill. So we'll see. I hope not. I hope not. It's a big tradition here in Kentucky. We'll see what happens. I think we're a ways away from that, but as a matter of fact, I bet a lot of races. I bet a lot of horse racing throughout the year, and I seldom bet. Other than on those days, I seldom bet Churchill Downs just because they don't bring in a lot of big horses anymore. So it's kind of sad for the tradition here, but that's just where it's going. So hopefully one day things will change. So I get the whole. I'm a Christian, and I get the whole religious aspect of it, but Churchill Downs is going to die one day if we don't make some changes. So, just my thoughts. Side note. So, concerts there than horse races. Yeah. Yeah, we had for a while we was bringing in hell, the Rolling Stones were at Churchill Downs. They brought in that for a while. They recently, in the last few years at Churchill Downs, started doing night racing, and that upped the people going. That did help them out some. The other day I had Rolling Stones and some other concerts there on Friday nights, and some nighttime racing. That's recently helped the track. I think. I'm hoping they make money because they don't really make a lot of money. Like during the Breeders' Cup, they'll have a few races in the early and maybe a race or two at the end of Breeders' Cup. That's for the track. The rest of they don't make a dime off of Breeders' Cup. But other than the prestige, and I don't even know how much of the vending they get. So, but it helps the track. So they'll throw in a few races to get people betting. And if they're betting there, that makes the track money. Yeah, it's definitely crazy, Chris. Definitely. What track is near you, Suburban? What what is the track there? I may have bet it. Who knows? I don't do as much betting as I used to, but I still try to do it. I still pedal around. Well, we're close to. You have to look at it. Yeah, I hear you. We actually have several tracks in this area, uh, and I swear I can't think of most of them. Churchill Downs. I mean, obviously the Kentucky Derby. Churchill Downs is the big one. Have one over in Evansville, Indiana. That's close to us. I'm drawing a blank now.
Keeneland.
Do what?
Keeneland.
Keeneland. That's in Lexington. That's about 60 miles away. Sam Houston. Oh yeah. Okay. Uh, they run a lot of night races, if I remember right, and I probably have that. They're goofing off in the evening. I do that sometimes. I'll pull up my TVG account and just see what's running. If it's thoroughbred, I can't. I don't understand harness racing, so but I'll bet some thoroughbreds at other tracks. But yeah, Sam Houston, I am familiar with that track. Definitely, yeah. Matter of fact, I know I bet that track, just goofing off at nighttime. I talked about my Derby weekend. That was at my buddy's camp over in Indiana. And, there's been nights where we're on our fishing episodes, we'll sit around the campfire at night, and both of us end up on our phone pulling up TVG and goofing off. And I know Sam Houston's one of them. And so definitely one of them. We'll sit around and pedal around. I probably maybe even won money there. Probably not, but I may have won money there. So a lot of let's see, Chris, you're up in New Hampshire. I know they got a bunch of racetracks up that way. You have to enjoy horse racing. It works for me because I love horse races. I love betting. My wife loves horses, so it works when we can go to the track, and she loves looking at the horses, and I love trying to pick a winner. So this works out. We generally have a good day. So that's generally our adventure. We'll sit around, just watch. Sometimes we'll just walk around over by the paddock and just have a good day, have a drink. I can remember a trip. My wife was in Arkansas with visiting family, and I was home by myself, so I took off to the track and just walked between the paddock, the betting area, the bar, and then you got the track over here. And I just kind of made my rounds all the way around. And I walked in between. There's obviously a bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and I made a joke while in the bathroom. We walked in and went to the stall, and I said, "Man, these are not very fat boy friendly." And the guy a couple stalls down just busted out laughing. And I didn't realize who it was at first. It was Steve Asmussen. He had a couple years ago, I don't remember the horse, had a big, the Belmont winner a couple years, year or two ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. I remember the horse. and he busted out laughing. So I left the bathroom. We all had a good laugh. Several people laughed at it, and I walked out. And Steve Asmussen come up to me. He goes, "Dude, I needed a laugh today. You killed me." He goes, I was actually walking to the bar to get me a drink. He goes, "Your next drink's on me." And I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. I met Steve Asmussen, and he bought me a drink. So, probably would have no clue who I am if he seen me today. That was cool. So, what's going on? We're almost an hour into this, guys. Yeah, if you're in the horse racing, you know who that is. I always look for him because he's a great jockey. He's our great jockey, great trainer. But yeah, Pickles, what's going on, buddy? Man, Charlie, what's going on? I'm getting dinged over here. Yeah, what's going on, Charlie? How you doing, man? Y'all keeping me alive tonight. You bet horses in college. Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't bet as much as I used to, but I still come in on these bigger events and get involved. So it was fun, man. Yeah, I love betting the ponies. It's strictly a hobby of mine. I don't bet the farm. Yeah, all right, guys. Yeah, Chris, buddy, I hear you. Well, I'm about an hour into this, and it's almost my bedtime too, buddy. So good to see you. I'm glad you came. Glad you came. Getting close on me. So what's going on, Charlie, man? What how you doing? Guys, I apologize for the cough. I'm hoping that's going to end soon. Getting ready to switch blood pressure blood pressure medicine. Hopefully that cough will go away. I have to edit that out of my videos. You work with a guy, you stop by. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm big on the daily racing form. I don't when I do bet, when I bet the horses, I generally start picking the horses the night before. I'll sometimes goof off looking at the when I'm goofing off, I'll go to TVG and I'll go to the handicapping info just for what I got on there. Typically, I look at the speed information, and when I'm doing that, I'll just bet some exacta boxes, goofing off like that. It costs me $4 or $2 4 depending on what I bet. I can do a $2 exacta box on two horses for cost me $4, and a lot of times I get close. Uh, Sometimes I don't win anything. So let's see here. Just I just played by ear. Yeah, sometimes that works too. I have to read that form before I get serious and invest any money for the day. I gotta get in there and look at it. That's just my rule. If I'm goofing off, I'm not betting any more than a couple bucks a race or whatever. Now, if I'm read the form, if I'm looking at a specific day of racing, I will invest a little money. It's just, I'll do it. Yeah. Most of my winnings when I do win are not made on like the Derby, the Preakness, the Belmont. I generally jump in there and try to pick some. Like for the Derby, I had a big where I spent a fair amount of money on the Derby because one day it's going to hit. Try to get a good trifecta. Uh, I love betting trifectas. I do a lot of those. Let's see. Don't gamble. You don't gamble at all. Yeah, that's your best bet. I talked. What was it? I talked to a guy in a store. He was a teller, so just like a guy was retired looking for extra money. And he's, if I can remember it, he said, "I got a great lottery program going on." He goes, I go home every day and I take a bill and I stick it in the toilet and flush it. I still think I'm even with most people playing the lottery. So, I said, yeah, that's probably right. Casinos, people watch, yeah, it is experience. Yeah, how's my griddle? I love it. Yeah, I got a video out come out Saturday. I just did a basic seasoning and I did a basic breakfast with some bacon and pancakes with the family. That was mainly to get it seasoned up and get it going, and it went great. I love it. It's the only time I've used it. What size griddle? It's a Cuisinart 360 griddle station. It's a 22-inch round. It's the same size surface area as your Weber kettle, 22-inch Weber kettle. I did it because it takes. I went that route rather than the Blackstone only because it takes up less space in my garage, and I'm running out of space there. So that's the reason I went there. But I love it so far. I'm going to use it this weekend. Um, there you go. Yeah, looked at it. Well, yeah, that's where I got it was Walmart. It's the only place I found selling it, to be honest. And that's where I seen it initially. I fell in love with it, and I said it'd be perfect for me. I like the concept of the Blackstone, and everyone I know that got a Blackstone loves it. But it was a size thing for me. I just need a place. I need to be able to get it in the garage and get it out of the way so I can still work in the garage. So that's the reason I went that route. But so far, yes, I love it. I'm going to use it this weekend. I plan on getting a cook-in this weekend on it. So uh, weather weather pending. That's the big thing this time of year in Kentucky. The footprint, yes. Uh, that honestly was the selling point for me. Had no issues with this with the cook on it. It's only got the two burners, but it does got two burners rather than the one. So that was good. So I'm hoping. I mean, like I said, so far I don't have a complaint. But don't get me wrong. If I can find a complaint with it, I'll let you know. I've never owned a griddle before, so it's a learning deal for me. See, saw it. Been raining, hailing. Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, I'm kind of regretting. If it wasn't for my doctor's appointment and me getting home a little bit late, I should have cut grass tonight. But got home a little bit late and had to start dinner. Actually cooked inside. Forgive me. So, just to get it done. Snow. Yeah, that's right. You're in that area, Charlie. Winds and snow tomorrow. Yeah, no, we have no threats of snow here. I know Charlie does. You're in Colorado, right, Charlie? You're moving to Florida. Texas, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, we've had what's right, Colorado. Yeah. Yeah, there's got a few friends from Colorado. Yeah. Hot weather and really hot weather. Yes. I'm going to make it to well, and I say that technically I've been to Texas. I've had a layover in Texas flying in from I don't remember, I guess that was Vegas, either Vegas or California. Texas too spread out. Yeah, that's big. I'd honestly like to visit more of Texas. But my only experience with Texas was with flying in and had a layover and had to stay overnight at one of the hotels. I want to say that was Dallas, Fort Worth. They put us up in a Westin hotel, which was very nice. I wish I'd have got a later flight the next day. So here we go. Who else with us here? We're over an hour in. About time for me to go to bed. Yes, Texas is bigger than a lot of countries. True, very true. Let's see. Same here for Kentucky. Well, we're not that spread out in Kentucky. There's a lot of there is a lot of countrymen in Kentucky, but I don't have that here in Louisville. Shane, buddy, what's going on? Been a long day. I seen you had a live feed. I couldn't get to you. I apologize. I was yeah, I seen you I believe it was you. You were live, weren't you? I thought I seen that, and I was trying to get stuff caught up so I could go live here. I try to get everything done so that when I log off here, which is coming soon, I assure you. Yeah, Kent, that's right. I seen Kent took over. I wish I'd have logged on. Yeah. I try to get everything on Wednesday night done so that when I go live, once I log off, I can go straight to bed. And that is my plan. Shane, moving into your place. You just laughed. Yeah, Daddy does barbecue. Had a blast. I have no doubt. I wish I'd have went. Yeah, I definitely seen you there. All right, guys. It is after 10, which is past my bedtime, guys. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm well over. That's probably my longest live feed yet. You don't mind, hit that like button for me, guys. Yeah, that's. Let's see. Yeah, you're probably you're not at least an hour behind me there, Suburban. All right, guys. Yeah, see everyone's getting out. It's getting late for everybody. Definitely late for me. I'm glad everyone showed up, and I'm going to try to get in here next Wednesday. Definitely, guys. Thank you so much. Definitely, I will try to get in here next Wednesday and at least stay for a while. As long as I got a small group, I'll definitely come in and say hey, and we'll chat a little bit. If not, we'll keep it short. That's okay too. So, folks, thanks so much. And I will definitely stop in next Wednesday, whether it's long or not. And we'll see. We'll play it by ear, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you, folks. Bye bye.